Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Avalanche's price chart, and what we talked about in the previous update basically played out. Why? If you remember, the last time that we talked about AVAX, we were, I think, specifically around the lows in here, and the idea was that even if you want to go according to the most pessimistic count, you do have an argument for AVAX to complete a 5-wave up in this whole phase, starting from the high side to about the lows, and even according to this count, after a 5-wave down, what are we going to have? You know it, a move on the upside. That's why we said in the previous update, odds are in Avalanche in the short term, meaning in the next couple of days, you are going to see a phase up. However, the move itself is not really that important. We need to, at that point, pay full attention to the shape of the move and what is going on. You see, in this area, we can consider different counts. For example, I think it is safe to say that this initial bounce is definitely in form of a 5-wave, followed by that a correction down, probably to about the lows, or maybe even here. But you know what? Let's just say to around here, and then this can be 1, 2, 5 up into wave 3 to about this point, correction 4, another move up into wave 5. And here is a very important point. You see, when you check out some other charts from other exchanges, you don't actually have this strong shadow, or this is like a bit small. But in this chart from Binance, as you can see, this is quite a large shadow. And if you want to go with this thing, okay, fair enough, then I think you can say maybe in Avalanche, we are having the subwaves for an ABC zigzag, meaning what? On a higher degree, what do you have? 5 down, correction up. This is a bit of a bearish setup, suggesting the next move is going to be kind of a big one down in order to take the lowest slowdown here, about $22.50 for the first target, but we may end up going a bit lower than that. Now, if you want to say that that shadow is quite smaller, then okay, fair enough. At that point, you can actually argue that we are having, as opposed to an ABC, a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave up, and followed by that a correction structure on the downside. And this initial phase down, in my view, seems quite strong. So I'm going to say probably in Avalanche we are having 5 down in here, and odds are the current bounce that we are having is probably going to be like an ABC zigzag, and you may see in the short term another move down. And then what really happens in here is the key. Why? Because if this is actually a bullish setup, then okay, what do you want to see? You want to see a very strong bounce, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, without a lot of overlapping of the waves, in order to take this important high right in here, because at that point, that's going to be like a very important bullish confirmation, suggesting this is an ABC zigzag, and on a higher degree, we can consider 1, correction for 2, and what's next? Good move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. On the other hand, though, if starting from this area, you see a very slow and choppy move up, a consolidation pattern, and then another move down, that's not going to be good, because that scenario indicates that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning what? Well, unfortunately, we are having this phase, the beginning of yet another phase down in Avalanche, which ended not only we are going to take the lows in here, but we are probably going to go quite a bit lower than that. So in AVAX, as you can see, the structures in the short term can absolutely be up for the base, and that's why right now, in my view, we need to be a bit patient and careful and watch the current price action very closely. And in case that we get another move down, it's not necessarily going to be a bad sign. It's the move after it that really counts. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Avalanche's price chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.